All right, let's talk about a guy who walked into the world of musicals and just completely flipped the script. His name is Leonard Bernstein, and honestly, he's the reason musicals got a serious upgrade. So picture this. What if you took a story literally everyone knows, like Romeo and Juliet, but you rebooted it? Like, for real. You throw out the old school setting, you drop the whole story right in the middle of New York City, and instead of feuding families, you've got rival street gangs. Oh, and the whole thing has epic dance battles and an absolutely killer soundtrack. Well, that's exactly what Bernstein did, and it changed, well, everything.
You see, before this guy came along, musicals were kind of, straightforward. Lots of happy stories, super catchy tunes. They were great. But Bernstein looked at all that and thought, we can do more. We can go deeper. He decided that a musical could tackle real-world stuff, serious issues like prejudice and violence, and still be amazing to watch. He basically rewrote the entire playbook.
So how did he get to be this person who could just change the game? Well, think of his early years as like the ultimate training montage in a movie or a video game. This was his origin story. Just a kid from Massachusetts who was absolutely obsessed with music. He put in the hours, studied at places like Harvard, and was just relentlessly leveling up his skills as a composer and a conductor. He was getting ready for the main quest.
And after all that grinding, his big moment arrived. In 1943, he gets a call to conduct the New York Philharmonic at the very last minute. No rehearsal, no prep, nothing. It's like being the backup on the team and suddenly you're thrown into the finals, and you absolutely crush it. That one night, everyone knew a superstar had just been born. So all that training, all that leveling up, it was all leading to this, his masterpiece. In 1957, Bernstein unleashes West Side Story on the world. And believe me, this was not just another musical. This was the project that was going to completely redefine what a musical could even be. And here's the breakdown of how he did it. It's genius, right? He takes the core idea of Romeo and Juliet, the forbidden love, the pointless fighting, and gives it a total modern spin. So Verona becomes New York City. The feuding families, the Montagues and Capulets, become the Jets and the Sharks. It's the same basic story, but it's retold for a whole new generation, in a language they'd understand.
And this is the part that blows my mind. We're so used to reboots now, right? Dark, gritty remakes of everything. But Bernstein was doing this way back in the 1950s. He made a Broadway show feel raw and dangerous and just so real. He proved that a musical could hit you with the same emotional gut punch as a serious movie.
Okay, so the story was a game changer. We get that. But what about the sound? What was Bernstein's secret formula? I mean, why did this musical sound like literally nothing anyone had ever heard before? Well, these are the key ingredients in his recipe. He took the super complex structure of classical music, which he knew inside and out, and then he blasted it with the energy of jazz. He powered it up with the fire of Latin percussion, and he used all of it to tell this incredibly serious story about what was happening in society. It was a whole new flavor.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to think about it. Bernstein was basically a master DJ. He took all these sounds that nobody thought could go together, classical, jazz, Latin music, and he mixed them and mashed them up into something completely new, a track that was an absolute banger. No one saw it coming. And a huge part of his skill was this thing called orchestration. It sounds complicated, but it's really just the art of deciding which instrument plays which part of the music. Think of it like you're casting a movie, but with instruments. Who gets the scary part? The loud, blaring trumpets or the creepy, quiet violins? Bernstein was a master at this, at picking the perfect sound to make you feel exactly what he wanted you to feel. But here's the thing about Bernstein. He wasn't just some genius who wanted to keep all his secrets to himself. No way. For him, it wasn't enough to just make amazing music. He wanted to share the cheat codes with everybody so we could all understand how it worked. Seriously, long before YouTube was even a thing, Bernstein created these TV shows called The Young People's Concerts. It was him, a full orchestra, on national television, and he would just break down these super complex pieces of classical music so that anyone could get it. He was the OG music explainer. And his audience was huge. I mean, we're talking millions of people, a ton of them kids and teenagers, who were tuning in to learn about music from this guy. He didn't just write music. He was one of the greatest music teachers of all time, using TV to create this gigantic classroom that stretched across the whole country. But why? Why did he care so much about teaching? Well, For him, music wasn't just something to have on in the background. He genuinely believed that if you learned how to really listen to music, it was like a workout for your brain. It could make you more creative and a better thinker in, well, pretty much everything you do. So when you add it all up, the composer, the conductor, the teacher, what's the final score? What's his legacy on the cultural leaderboard? Well, just look at the awards. The man's trophy case was completely stacked. He won Grammys for music, Tony Awards for theater, and Emmy Awards for his work on television. That is so rare. It's like being an MVP in 3 different sports at the same time. It just proves that he was a master communicator no matter what the platform was. So if there's one big thing to take away from all this, it's this. Leonard Bernstein smashed the rules. He proved that serious music doesn't have to be stuffy or boring, and that popular music can be deep and powerful. He tore down the walls and made music more exciting, more emotional, and more connected to all of us. And that kind of leaves us with a challenge, doesn't it? Bernstein saw a set of rules and just decided to write his own. So what about you? In your world, the music you make, the videos you watch, the games you play, what are the rules that are just sitting there, waiting for someone like you to come along and completely change the game forever?